Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Helen Liao. Thank you for joining us. Coming up in today's show, Philippines Tzu Chi volunteers are holding the 164th free clinic in the slum of Navota City. We take a look at why 1 out of every 10 Taiwanese youth is in need and what parents should do to stop this trend. And we investigate why slash and burn cultivation to grow oil palm is bad for the environment. We kick off the show in the Philippines. Tzu Chi's 164th free clinic was recently held in the slum of Navota City, offering dental and eye care. In total, 419 patients were served. For those who needed surgery, volunteers arranged for them to come to Tzu Chi Free Clinic Center in Manila for further treatment.
Tzu Chi's 164th free clinic in the Philippines is held in Navota City. 49-year-old Emily is here for a chance to smile again. The mother of 9 shoulders her family's financial burden and can only wait for Tzu Chi's free clinic to resolve her toothache.
Now that my bad tooth has been extracted, I no longer have to tolerate the pain it brought me. This has helped me greatly, for finally I can open wide and smile again.
The free clinic is hosted inside the slums of the city. There are also ophthalmology services and free glasses available. Though walking on crutches is difficult, Wilfredo just cannot stand his headache and eye problem anymore and must come to the free clinic.
Before, my eyes were seriously strained to the point that seeing was painful. Now I can see so much clearer. My head no longer aches either. Thank you very much.
The venue is provided by Father Larry from a local Catholic church, who went on a mission in Taiwan's Hualien in 1997. He fully identifies with Tzu Chi's idea of universal love.
Tzu Chi volunteers' principle is to do their best to help those in need. I think this has nothing to do with faith, because whether it is Catholicism or any religion, I think it's something that is taught by all religions.
As we serve the poor living in slums, St. Navotas for example, we encounter many seniors who need dental care and eye care. Though there are many charities, they are unable to provide these services, so Tzu Chi has helped them a great deal.
The 164th free clinic serves 419 patients in total. Some residents had more serious condition and could not be treated on site. However, volunteers have arranged for them to come to the Tzu Chi Free Clinic Center in Manila, where they can receive treatment.
Tzu Chi's mission in Myanmar took off after the Cyclone Nargis relief effort of 2008. Among the many Tzu Chi volunteers now in the country, 71-year-old Wu Binghui utilized her time shopping for groceries in the morning to introduce Tzu Chi to more people.
Changing into her Tzu Chi uniform, 71-year-old Wu Binghui of Myanmar's Yangon utilizes her time shopping for groceries in the morning to promote Tzu Chi. Peddlers now know that she collects donations for charity work.
As long as we are alive, we should be committed to charity work. She knows that Tzu Chi is a charity. She has heard that we cannot wait to do good deeds or to honor our parents.
Knowing that it is difficult for these peddlers to make money, Wu is grateful for every donation she collects. For charity, everyone is willing to scrimp and save.
We are very good friends. Every month she donates some of her hard-earned money.
I know that Tzu Chi helps out poor people who have trouble getting by and also provides medical service to people in need, so I am donating to contribute to their charity work.
Sometimes Wu has to travel far or climb several flights of stairs for donations, but she never complains even when she misses the donors at home.
Well, I will come another day then. Sorry you are home by yourself. Thank you. Not here. Sometimes it happens. It's tiring, but I must climb these stairs. Sometimes I have to climb twice or 3 times.
To the septuagenarian, this is all part of her spiritual training.
Though our parents may not be around to guide us, we can still follow Master Zheng Yan's footsteps. I am truly touched that I am able to join Tzu Chi. The Master said, nothing is difficult as long as you have the heart, so I must continue.
Even when her feet ache, Wu remains steadfast on the Tzu Chi path.
In South Africa, starting in 2008, local Tzu Chi volunteers have been holding a banquet every year, not only to thank Tzu Chi members for their support, but also to introduce Tzu Chi to more people. Touched by the volunteers' gestures, in spite of coming from a different faith, a local Chinese restaurant owner decided to sponsor the banquet every year. This is the scene at the Gratitude Banquet held in Rosebank, Gauteng. Today, Tzu Chi volunteers and members have gathered together to enjoy vegetarian cuisines and witness the good deeds Tzu Chi has done for the past year. To express their determination to bring peace and harmony to society, Tzu Chi volunteers show clips of the sign language musical "A Vow in Action" and "Fulfill My Dream." On stage, local Tzu Chi Ziling Simpson shares her experiences after joining Tzu Chi.
The Tzu Chi Foundation really, it's a help to the community, and it brings up a whole lot of different things within people. Like a whole lot of help goes out to the needy. That's what I really appreciate about them, because there's no judgment of who you are and where you come from and what your background is, but they show care, love, and support. That's what I really appreciate. Thanks.
Over the years, local Tzu Chi volunteers have been promoting vegetarianism in local communities, and a Chinese restaurant owner vowed to support the volunteers.
Last year, when we held a tea gathering, the owner of the restaurant told us that he will sponsor us, and for that day, he will not open the business to other people. He also kindly provided us with vegetarian dishes. The owner said that although he comes from a different religion, he agrees with Tzu Chi's philosophy.
With Tzu Chi's philosophy in mind, a Tzu Chi member has become a vegetarian.
And then I decided to try one day. Then it became 2 days. Then it became 3 days. Then it became 1 week, 1 month, now it's 7 months. And I feel that because before, when I had started eating meat, then the thought came, but I'm actually eating a killed animal. And then I started feeling uncomfortable. And actually it's not so difficult not to eat meat.
As more and more Chinese are living in South Africa, Tzu Chi volunteers seize every chance to introduce Tzu Chi, as they hope to encourage more people to do good deeds and walk the Bodhisattva path. In recent years, a social phenomenon has arisen where young people are not engaged in education, employment, or training, and are being supported by the parents. This group of people are named as NEET. In our next report, let's find out the problems behind this trend.
Lee, 26 years old, has a master's degree in civil engineering. At an age where he should be competing for success in the workplace, his days are spent at the library preparing for a civil service examination instead.
Everyone wants to test into civil service. Eventually, society will be doomed. But if we don't do the exam, then we will be doomed.
This is an opportunity for him. As for supporting him financially, while everyone sees it differently,
Mrs. Lee frankly expresses her opinion as her friends face similar situations.
I give him pocket money and I pay for his tuition fees and cover his expenses as if he were in college. This is what the current trend is.
Having only part-time working experience, it would be untrue to say that Lee is not worried about his future. Similarly, he is also open to criticism.
For me and my parents, the pressure arises from relatives wanting to compare themselves with us.
I do get anxious, but I also encourage him. Given that it's a lengthy process, anything can change in between.
How things will turn out depends on what I do with my life. I won't be discouraged just because we are labeled. I'm confident in myself and I believe I won't have trouble finding a job.
However, not many others share Lee's optimism. Statistics from the Executive Yuan points out that 1 out of every 10 Taiwanese who is approaching 30 years old are still supported by their parents. Today, academics refer to them as NEET.
The need classification comprises of people who are not in education, employment, or training.
Perhaps it is our education system and economic strategy that is partly responsible for needs in Taiwan. However, the problem ultimately lies with the individual.
They are unclear about their aspirations and they are not certain about their interests, despite what they know is not required in the workplace.
Recognizing this fact, it's best for parents to let go sooner than later so that their children can also have a shot at achieving their own success.
If parents discontinue their encouragement, however, it prolongs the duration of need and one's feeling of dejection. So in a situation like this, the quicker they are pulled out, the greater the possibility to reverse the situation.
Taiwan's need group seems to have reversed traditional Chinese society's values when rearing children for old age has now become rearing children till old age. As the mainstay of society, this generation of youth seem to have lost their way. If we don't give them a hand now, they're likely to become society's burden in the years ahead.
As China's population ages, more and more children are opting to send their parents to nursing homes. Although their homes offer 24-hour medical care, residents often dearly miss the company of friends and family. Thus, Tzu volunteers in China made it a priority to visit nursing homes to bring love and laughter to residents.
This handicapped senior requires assistance when eating and going to the bathroom. In fact, there are many residents like him at the Gusan nursing home, where some 10 nurses look after 100 residents. During their visits, volunteers often assist with feeding those residents unable to take care of themselves. Taking care of these seniors requires both love and patience. The director of this home knows each patient like the back of her hand, as she started working here when she was 21, some 28 years ago.
Every morning I will check every room. If there is something that needs attention, I will look into it right away. The rest of the time is spent chatting with the seniors. Sometimes they need to be comforted.
Guo says that the elderly don't need much, just company and the care of others. And Guo's commitment to doing just that for over 3 decades is an inspiration for all the volunteers. While in Guangdong's Dongguan, another group of volunteers is also spending some time with seniors, leading the seniors in a song from their youth. One grandmother can't control her emotions and breaks down in tears. It is moments like these that make these visits so special for both the residents and the volunteers themselves.
In Taiwan, we meet Tzu Care recipient Mr. Lai, who was diagnosed with diabetes 2 years ago, and the illness has left him unable to work. Unfortunately, his wife Christine, who is from Mexico, lacked a residence certificate required for employment. Tzu volunteers thus help Christine prove her legal status and apply for a residence certificate.
Once again, Tzu volunteers arrived at Mr. Lai's home to inquire after his health. 3 years ago, Lai suffered from diabetes, which caused visual impairment. As a regular dialysis patient, Lai is now unemployed. His Mexican wife, Christine, who didn't have the resident certificate, was unable to work either.
I cannot see, but I have to pay the rent every month. I didn't know what to do. My son had to eat and receive an education. I'm really thankful to Tzu volunteers for their help.
Tzu volunteers' love and care also moved Christine to tears. "13 years ago, when Mr. Lai was working in Mexico, he met his wife-to-be, Christine. As they failed to get a marriage license before they went back to Taiwan, Christine was unable to apply for the residence certificate in Taiwan.
Because Christine didn't have an ID here in Taiwan, if she was found working, she would be repatriated back to Mexico. Tzu brothers and sisters were glad to help her go through the process to apply for her residence certificate.
With her residence certificate, now Christine can find a job, and as the family's financial condition continues to improve, the couple vows to follow in Tzu's footsteps in helping the less fortunate.
Today, we start a new series of reports diving into the problems of the smog from Indonesia, which has caused the haze to fall over neighboring countries. The origins of this problem stem from using slash and burn cultivation, in which trees are cut down and set on fire in order to clear land for planting oil palm. In our next report, let's find out why this method is bad for the environment.
Truckloads of oil palm kernels are being transported into a manufacturing plant. After extraction, the palm oil is then exported from Indonesia to the rest of the world, including Taiwan. Inside these two large storage tanks is imported palm oil, which still needs to undergo a clarification process.
Currently, it is going through a deodorizing process using 250-degree heat. It is being deodorized inside a vacuum dryer.
In order to meet consumers' concept of the right appearance of a clean cooking oil, the processed palm oil is lighter than its original color. Also, since palm oil is very stable when heated in high temperatures, it is often used for deep frying by food vendors and manufacturers.
Palm oil is used for deep frying. Food manufacturers will use it to fry instant noodles or in cookies and chocolates.
Double the cream, double the fun.
Palm oil, often listed as vegetable oil, is frequently seen as an ingredient in cookies, chocolates, or even soap. It really has become a product that cannot be separated from our everyday lives. Taiwan, of course, also has oil palm trees, but they are mainly used for research or scenery. Professor Yang Zhongyu of Taichung's National Museum of Natural Science says Southeast Asia's large-scale production of the oil palm is due to the fact that the tree is highly profitable.
For 1,047 square meters of oil palm can produce enough oil to sustain one family for 1 or 2 decades, so it is very profitable.
Professor Yang also says there are over 2,000 species of oil palms. Besides being grown for cooking oil, there are other uses for it as well. Oil palm kernels can even be made into biofuel. Some varieties of oil palm can be made into brooms and ropes. The sturdy trunk is often used as construction material, and when the leaves decompose, they turn into a natural fertilizer. Of course, with such diversity of use, precautions must be taken when farming on a large scale, or the tree can easily affect the environment.
When planting these oil palms, first they need to destroy the original trees by cutting or burning them down, then cleanly remove all the roots. So of course this type of deforestation will have an impact on our ecology.
Setting trees on fire as a way to clear land is not only harmful to other plants and animals, but can also affect neighboring countries, as seen in the latest smog caused by Indonesia's forest fire. If business owners consider investing in an environmentally friendly method of manufacturing their products, they might not yield such high profits early on, but will find the methods much more sustainable in the long run, thus protecting our Mother Earth for future generations.
To raise funds for the building of a new Tzuji middle school in Pantai Indah Kaput, Indonesia, Tzuji volunteers held a vegetarian food bazaar. The event was participated by more than 10,000 people, bringing in a total of $300,000.
Here in the basement of the Indonesia Jinsi Hall, 133 stores have been set up to sell a wide array of vegetarian choices and healthy home products. Among the snacks being sold is a famous omelette dish from Jakarta that has been given a vegetarian twist.
We asked suppliers of the omelette not to add the dried shrimp that is traditionally part of the dish, and we found that even without the shrimp, they tasted great.
The bazaar is the result of the hard work of some 400 Tzuji volunteers. Today, the foundation staff members are also on hand to help. Everyone, like the volunteer Lin Jianliang, extended his help where needed, be it the kitchen or the stores outside.
Our feet touching the ground, our head touching the sky. We need to get back to this world to feel the love.
Among the volunteers were also those from neighboring Malaysia. Not only is the event an international affair, but also one that crosses religious boundaries, as many Muslims that attend the event identified strongly with the cause.
After we pass away, the school will still be there. The results of our good works will continue on without cease. Tzu Chi has really been successful at bringing people together to do good works.
Overall, the bazaar succeeded in raising $300,000, which will go to the building of the new Tzu Chi school in Pandan in Dakapuk, thus bringing Tzu Chi one step closer to the citizens of this country.
In China's Guangdong province, Shenzhen Tzu Chi volunteers were invited by local government officials to promote environmentalism at Dongmen Street, a popular shopping district. Thanks to volunteers' efforts, many local residents and tourists realized that they can also contribute their share and safeguard our planet by practicing recycling. Despite the scorching sun, Shenzhen Tzu Chi volunteers are determined to encourage members of the public to stop using disposable chopsticks. After listening to a Tzu Chi brother's explanation, many people realized the danger of using these chopsticks.
Before, I didn't know about the hazards of disposable chopsticks and how bad they are for our health. After listening to the volunteers' explanation, I will stop using them.
This is Dongmen Street in Shenzhen City, a popular shopping district for both locals and tourists. As there are approximately 500,000 people visiting the area each day, local government official hopes Tzu Chi volunteers can set up a booth here to teach the general public how to practice recycling.
We hope Tzu Chi volunteers can pass on their experiences in sorting recyclables to members of the public. Together, we can encourage everyone to reduce their waste.
We are part of the planet, so we need to safeguard it. While striving for economic growth, we need to go green too. Only by doing so will our society change for the better.
Other than posters and explanations from volunteers, programs from DaAi TV are also broadcast on a TV wall. A father even seized the chance to educate his daughter on the importance of cherishing water.
Water is a part of our lives and we can't live without water. If you turn on the faucet and just let the water flow, you are wasting our natural resource. That's bad because it means you are wasting your life too.
Thanks to volunteers' efforts, the general public realized that protecting our planet is not hard and everyone can contribute their share by changing their habits. We go to Thailand at the end of the show. Tzu Chi volunteers have been caring for the children at Wat Boon Nursery for over 18 years. Earlier this year, Tzu Chings decided to take over the responsibility and even design activities for these children as they hope to help them improve academically. We will leave you with these images. Thank you for watching DaAi Headlines. Goodbye.
Oh.